Hey guys, Laura here, and today I will be reviewing and swatching the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself Eye and Cheek palette. So I will be making a series where I basically talk about the palette itself and then give you guys an overview of what it looks like, how much it's worth, and if it's limited edition or if it's not, if you're able to, swoop it up real quick, or if you're just thinking about it. I will be swatching all of the eyeshadows in each palette. I have not decided on a name for the series. I'm thinking about Swatch This instead of Watch This, but we don't know if that name will be permanent. But today we're going to start off with the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself Eye and Cheek palette. So this palette here is limited edition. It just recently launched. You can pick it up at Sephora or Ulta or the Tarte website for $40 plus tax, shipping and handling, all that jazz. Unless you pick it up in store, then it's $40 plus tax. You know the drill. So this is what she looks like. Very sturdy packaging, and of course you will be able to get your fingerprints on this palette since it is kind of shimmery, and that's what it looks like. Hi guys. And this is what she looks like on the inside. Super beautiful. The only thing is that it comes with only one matte shade. One matte shade, and it is kind of like a light pinkish nudie taupey shade. So that's kind of like the downside. Just it's kind of complicated. I mean, I'm a tan girl. It can work for me, but if you're extremely light, it might not work out for you. It might look a little dirty on some of y'all, or on me sometimes, which does happen occasionally if I don't use the correct primer. So I mean, I wish there was a variety of matte shades in here. Not like we all need matte shades, but I mean, if you plan on taking this palette on its own to travel and stuff like that, you might want a different matte shade in here. So let's go ahead and start off with some swatches, and I'll go over the consistency with you guys. So let's get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the matte shade, and it's super smooth, and like you can see on here, on me it's not really, maybe if I do it right here, sorry guys, you can't really see it. It's a fairly like light pink like color, and I am this tan all around, so that's what I was talking about, as I need a darker kind of like transition shade and stuff like that. So we're gonna go ahead, and that was the color Myth, and that is the only matte shade in this palette. So now we're gonna go with Magic, and as you guys know, Tarte eyeshadows are fairly creamy, and look at that. That is the shade Magic right there. This one right here, and then we have Wings, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop Wings right next to Magic, and that is what Wings looks like. And you can't really see that shade right there, so I'm just going to go ahead and swatch something right over that. And the next one we have is Marvel. And that is what Marvel looks like. Super pretty. It's kind of like a greenish goldish color. I mean, the camera is just not doing it justice, but the next one that we have is Trance. And I did try and using a little bit of a setting powder on some of these, not a setting powder, a setting spray, and seeing if it if they get more metallic, but look at that. And that is the shade Trance. And occasionally, if you do pick up too much product, you'll get these little lumps of kind of like powder, which happens with some of these metallic shades. As you can see on there, like you can kind of tell what I'm talking about right in there, is if you do pick up a lot of the product, it can kind of clump up, and if you get that on your eyelid, it can cause some fallout and stuff like that. So let me just go ahead and clean these bad boys, and I'll come back and swatch the rest. All right, so next I'm gonna go ahead and swatch Fairy for you. Just, you know, a quick swoop of that. So let's go ahead and go right in there. Beautiful, just beautiful. And like I mentioned before, these are extremely creamy. And then we're gonna go in with Mystic right in here. Just look at that. Right there. And that is what Mystic looks like. It's kind of like a silvery, bluish, purpley kind of color. And then we're gonna go in with the blue right here, which is Dream. And like I said, super, super, I can't even express how creamy these are. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. The next shade we're gonna go in with is Crystal right here. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog. She can hear sirens on the highway, so she's of course gonna be a dog and bark. So this is kind of like a pinky taupey. It's kind of like Myth, but the shimmery version of Myth. And that is what it looks like. And you can kind of see here what I'm talking about is if you do pick up too much product, it kind of clumps. I have a hard time explaining that process, but she's trying to save the world, guys. She is a barker when it comes to sirens. Okay, and for the last actual shade in the palette, we have Pixie right here. And I'm actually going to go ahead and pop Pixie right here. Look at that. Beautiful. And that is more of like a pinkish metallic shade. If I kind of tilt them like this, you can kind of tell their original colors. They're just absolutely beautiful. Last but not least, I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the highlighter. All right, guys, and last but not least, I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the highlighter shade in here, which I have no idea what it is called because there actually is no name for it on the palette. As you can see, I'm wearing a Shark Attack shirt. So I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly swatch that for you guys. I'm gonna go in here, and that is what it looks like. It's more of a, it has like a pinkish kind of holographic, it's more on the pinkish side, unlike other holographic highlighters. There are no hints of blue in here. It's more silver pinkish, and the camera is just absolutely not doing it justice. And it looks a lot more smoother in person than it does on the camera. Like if I twist it, if I tilt it that way, it looks a little like choppy kind of, but it actually went on pretty smoothly. And I actually do recommend this palette for anyone who absolutely loves metallic shades. I know it's a little intimidating for those of you who don't really, you know, use a lot of color, use a lot of metallic. I definitely don't recommend it if you're more of like a simplistic person. I mean, you can still use some of these shades, and use them light-handedly, I guess you could say, to rock an all-natural look, almost with a hint of shimmer. But this is definitely one of those palettes that you might want to pop some Fix Plus on your brush and make it extra like vamped. Let me go ahead and actually do that for you guys with one of the shades. And I'm actually going to go in with the shade Marvel, which is going to be this shade right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and it just makes it absolutely like molten. Like, that is just beautiful. And I'll actually go in with Mystic on the other side and show you. And what I absolutely love about this technique is that you can actually use these as liners and make your own glitter liners. It's extremely more difficult, but it is possible. So alright guys, that's gonna be it for the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself palette. Again, this palette is $40. You can pick it up at your local Sephora or Ulta if they have it in stock. It is limited edition, and I'm pretty sure that if you purchase it online with Tarte, you can, you know, do what every girl does, go on the internet, look for promo codes, and see if you can find any discounts for this palette. I'm gonna go ahead and link down all the websites where you can find this palette down in the description. And if I can, I will go ahead and link down some promotional codes that you can use to save some money. Alright, so stay tuned for the next palette video. I will be making another one pretty soon. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this video today. So until next time.